last year, not the kind of season you would have wanted. What gives you confidence that this year is going to be different?
Just the way that we approached the offseason. I wasn't here obviously for the last offseason. The way we had to work, the perfection that we put in, that we want to achieve. That's just kind of our mindset, and that's what we're not going to settle for anything less, and that's what makes me really confident.
Last year, we've talked about the fact that you faced more adversity during last season than you really faced at any point in your life in any circumstance. First of all, can you speak to what it was like going through that and how difficult it might have been, and then in what ways do you think you grew from it?
It definitely trained me to be mentally tough, whether it's on the football field or out in public. It made me grow up quick, and which I'm thankful for, obviously. And I feel like growing off of that, I just can't let outside of things affect me. Whatever happens in these walls is the most important thing. Whatever happens outside is, you just gotta let it go in one ear, out the other, and that's what this team needs to realize, and that's what I think we're really, striving to improve on is what happens, with this play or what happens today is what matters. They're not going to judge us on yesterday. They're going to happens today. So.
Kids come in with a lot of hype, 4 or 5-star kids, stuff like that. And, some of them don't pan out, and some of them lose confidence, things like that. Obviously last year, a lot of people, when they look at the numbers, are like, well, maybe he wasn't really a 4-star or something like that. What would you say to those people and these critics that have kind of come out that you've never had to deal with before?
Yeah, I think me kind of laughing or smiling about that is kind of my answer to that. They're out there judging whether they're 4 stars or 5 stars, and majority of the time, or most of the time, you see a guy that's not ranked come out and do some crazy things, and that just kind of goes to my point is they not necessarily know what's going on the field or what it takes to be in those shoes, and what's going on in these doors that they don't know about, whether that's us staying here for 10 hours and studying game film, or whether that's me getting the receivers and pulling them together, in the indoor and throwing to them for 2 hours straight. They don't necessarily know the work that that we're putting in to be a better player. So, they can write all they want without really knowing, I guess.
Yeah. Were you ready to be a starting quarterback at the Division I level, much less in the SEC, last year when you were kind of forced into that role in October, or do you look back now and say, man, I was happy for the opportunity, but I really was not prepared for that?
I think a good way to look at that is skill-wise, as far as being able to make throws, being able to move around the pocket. I feel like I was, but as far as mentally knowing the game and just being prepared for all the things that are going to come with SEC defenses and a full SEC offense, I don't think I necessarily was.
So how excited are you for kind of a do-over? And this has got to feel like a fresh start. New coach, new season, new year where you're coming in and you're the most experienced guy. So does this feel like a do-over for you and a fresh start and a chance to atone?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about the season. I'm super confident as well. I know our guys are. We're going to come out, we're going to make explosive plays, make big plays on our offense, and, rely on the guy next to us. And that's what we've really been preaching is, don't take everything on yourself, but, be aware that we are a unit as an offense, and, we're going to be, we're going to play together, we're going to play smart, and we're going to be confident.